The government shutdown does not appear to be ending anytime soon, and therefore the economic effects are going to get much worse. And I'm here to break all of them down for you one by one. So stick ahead. Hey everyone, I'm Spencer Akimian, and welcome back to yet another episode of What's Moving Your Money on Forbes. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about this government shutdown, how much longer this thing can probably last, and what all of the economic effects of this shutdown will be. And newsflash, they are getting bigger by the day. So I hope you guys enjoy. Another week has come and gone, and there's been no progress on ending this government shutdown. Both sides, the Republicans and the Democrats, are very far off. Supposedly, Jeffries has not even spoken to Trump yet. Mike Johnson says he is very far off in his requests relative to Chuck Schumer's request. And now we are in a very complicated situation because if we do not open the government soon enough, SNAP benefits, food assistance benefits are going to expire in 7 days from now, which means that millions of Americans, 40 million Americans to be precise, are at risk of losing their way of buying food. And what happens to an economy if 15% of the population cannot afford their food? Newsflash, doesn't take a genius to figure this one out. It goes bad. Goes really bad, really fast for an economy, and obviously, needless to say, for the social stability of that country. One other point here is that the government is heavily concentrated in a few states in the United States. Virginia, Maryland, the District of Columbia, although it's not a state, and these economies will experience significantly higher impacts from a prolonged government shutdown relative to, let's say, a state like South Dakota or Wyoming, where maybe it's a little bit less government jobs and government revenue on a recurring basis and discretionary spending, so on and so forth. But nonetheless, some of the biggest economies in the United States are at significant risk of falling into imminent recession should this government shutdown continue. And to be frank, I don't see this shutdown ending anytime soon. Online betting markets are saying it's going to last another 40 days. Guys, that takes us to December 1st. That's past Thanksgiving. Could you imagine how bad this can get for some families that may not be able to feed their families in full on Thanksgiving Day? What a economic, social, and political disaster that would be. And one other thing that we should talk about as it relates to this government shutdown, certain parts of the government are really shut down. A lot of government workers are not working right now. So forget about the fact that they may not be getting paid just for a second, although obviously that is so important. Certain things are just not getting done. Certain government jobs are just not getting done. Think about the productivity that is being lost by a good portion of the American workforce basically being on a 2-month unpaid holiday. It's crazy. All the hours work, all the manpower that was lost, and things will not only be delayed, but there's going to be a massive backlog, and it's going to be slow for months in the beginning of 2026 when this government shutdown eventually ends, if it ever does. Even if we reopen the government on, let's say, December 1st, you probably will feel the effects of this government shutdown in your day-to-day life until February or March. This is not ending anytime soon. This is a huge story for 2026, and we have to pay very close attention. And on this podcast, we always are and we always will. So it's very interesting. And one final thought before I let you guys go here. We are about to enter peak traveling season in the United States between Thanksgiving and Christmas. One of the biggest ways that the government shutdown is affecting your life is by having massive delays in airports. Air traffic control booths are way understaffed. That is dangerous, needless to say. And beyond that, the overall airport experience has just gotten way more ineffective, way more delayed, way more slow. And this is due to the fact that TSA workers, air traffic controllers, all of the above, these are all government employees. So they are understaffed, they are underpaid, they are fatigued, and this is beginning to take a toll on them. The travel industry could be enormously impacted by this government shutdown. If we cannot fix this by Thanksgiving, you bet you're going to see delays. You better bet you're gonna see flights get canceled. People's Thanksgiving plans are gonna get ruined. People that were planning to travel across country to see their parents for Thanksgiving, that's not gonna happen this year if this government shutdown is to continue. And it's a huge mess. And ultimately, both sides, the Republicans and the Democrats, have to get together here and they have to compromise. The Democrats are going to have to give in a little bit. The Republicans are going to have to give in a little bit. And they're going to have to reopen our government because this government is for us. It is not for anyone else. It is serving our benefit. If it does not serve our economic, social, and political benefit, then what is it really for? Thank you guys for watching, and I welcome all your comments and questions as always. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much.